Dearest Master Zheng Yin, Dharma Masters at the Abode, brothers and sisters, thank you for joining us today and happy Lunar New Year. We'll begin our ceremony shortly. Founded in 1966 with the vision and mission of 4 Buddha's teachings and 4 sentient beings, Dharma Master Zheng Yin resolutely led Tzu Chi volunteers to serve society. When we light the lamp in our own hearts, we gather the power of great love from many people and bring infinite light to the world. Let us continue watching this video of Tzu Chi's 50 years on the Bodhisattva path.
敬爱的上人、金色师父、线上的师兄师姐、家人菩萨们，大家下午好，新年快乐！佛教克难慈济基金会成立于1966年，正言法师承袭着应顺导师为佛教、为众生的理念，秉持着佛法就在生活中的精神，带领慈济人走在最前，做到最后，展现佛教的慈善力量。我们现在在等待家人菩萨上线的时刻，继续来观看行愿办事记。
生大事，慈悲菩萨，七心禅机，常在三此教风为伴，秉智怀远如红尘，路也常经苦艰辛，不明坚定奉事心。修法华经学菩萨行，
观世界因救苦众生，
说真实法开放典门，普慈悲如点无尽灯。 情，便必心意成永恒。万千道侣共一心，舍己为他菩萨行。四大志业
the end of the Lunar New Year, Tsuji families gather worldwide to celebrate the coming year. As we join together, we anticipate receiving the red envelope, also known as hongbao. Each Tsuji red envelope is filled with great gratitude and blessings and symbolizes the wisdom in the Dharma, wishing every one of us peace, luck, joy, fortune, and enough love to be passed around for generations to come. Moreover, these red envelopes are funded by Master Zhengyan's royalties from her book publications. She's sharing with us her blessings to all of the Tsuji volunteers and families across the world.
岁末寒冬，新春慈济大家庭团圆过新年，大家最期待、最开心的就是收红包。静思金色师父代表上人送来满满感恩与祝福的福慧红包，象征着智慧发财，愿人人福慧具足，平安幸福，爱的传家宝能够代代相传。让我们一起来感受福慧红包的意涵。
这个有没有？以前我这就是缅甸，唔知花呀，这唔知而家跑出来。
The volunteers mindfully placed their 3 rice grains, paying attention to their positions.
We've seen the change this year. It looks like it is circling around planet Earth.
The rice grains symbolize the seeds of compassion are spread to different parts of the world. It also represents how the heavier the rice years, the lower they bend.
感恩的心哈，很尊敬，然后这个稻穗。
The rice grains are from Daling Tsuji Hospital's Da'ai farm. They're planted by the medical staff. When the CEO of Tsuji's medical mission was still the superintendent of the hospital, people have started to use the rice grains in making the red envelopes of blessing and wisdom.
It is our blessings as the Master wants to use them to form good affinities with people.
这个是我们的福报。
It is hard to place the round commemorative coins. Besides using professional tools, the volunteers have set up standardized steps. They have to place the lines at the center of the Chinese characters on the coins and press them for 3 seconds. The process shows the mindfulness of Tsuji volunteers. This year, there are Chinese and English Jingzi aphorisms on the red envelopes. The recipients might be getting different ones.
Sometimes when you have worries, the Jingzi aphorisms can inspire you and help you let go of your worries. It is quite useful.
很有用。
The picture of the Great Awakened One represents the Buddha who caresses the earth with his warm hands, inspiring everyone's compassion. There's meaning in every detail.
所以我会说，年年都要很珍惜这个红包，这就是也是诚知情的福慧祝福的红包。
The fund for the red envelopes comes from Master Zhengyan's royalty on books. The red envelopes of blessing and wisdom come with her sincere wishes for her disciples and the general public.
This year, due to the pandemic, we cannot gather in Jingsi Hall together, but rest assured, Tsuji commissioners are working hard to ensure the deliveries of your red envelopes to your home either by mail or drop-off as soon as possible. Dharma Master Zhengyan is very grateful for everyone's trust in Tsuji.
今年因为疫情的关系，我们无法齐聚在静思堂。不过，慈济委员一定会尽快将福慧红包送到您家或邮寄给您。上人非常感恩每一位对慈济的信任。
Before we begin today's ceremony, we would like to share some reminders with you all. To ensure we have the best quality for our online ceremony, we will mute everyone's audio and turn off videos. During this time, we also ask that you set your phones on silent mode. We want to inform you that this ceremony is live streamed on YouTube, and we encourage you all to share with your family, friends, and invite them to join us as well. And lastly, because we cannot gather in Jingsi Hall together today, if you have your bamboo bank ready with your savings, we encourage you to take it to the bank and exchange for a money order. You can either mail it to Tsuji Jingsi Hall or hand it to a Tsuji commissioner you know. Your love is shared across the world to the hands of those in need.
今天感恩会活动中有几个默契与您一起培养。为了确保今天的法会能够流畅，我们将把您静音，也会把您的影像关上。那我们也将会在 YouTube 做直播，所以也欢迎您再邀约家人朋友一起上线参加。今年也希望可以提醒大家把电话放一旁或静音，然后呢可以专注在这个法会上。那过年回娘家是中国的传统之一，今天大家无法把竹筒带回娘家，可是您这一年来已经存进竹筒的爱心，可以把它带到银行换 money order， 然后把支票寄到静思堂或交给您认识的慈伟，也一样可以把您的爱心倒入功德海，帮助需要帮助的人。
Let us calm our hearts and minds as we begin our New Year ceremony shortly.
岁末新春祝福即将开始，让我们一起把心静下来。
佛在灵山莫远求，灵山自在如心头。人人有个灵山塔，好像灵山塔下修。佛在灵山莫远求，灵山自在如心头。人人有个灵山塔，好像灵山塔下修。山莫远求，灵山自在如心头。人人有个灵山塔，好像灵山塔下修。
Please join us as we pay our respects to Buddha with 3 bows, or we encourage you to pay respects in your own way as you feel comfortable. Please rise and put your palms together.
全体请起立，请依您的宗教方式行礼。恭请执行长谢继介师兄带领大众向佛菩萨行3问讯礼。一问讯，再问讯，3问讯，虔诚唱诵开经偈，走入岁末祝福之灵山大法会。
啊。
be seated. Honored guests, brothers, sisters, and fellow volunteers, thank you so much for joining us at this blessed event. We're so excited today as we have 210 people joining us live, both from Zoom and YouTube live stream. My name is Connie Chow, and I will be the English-speaking MC for today.
我是邱慧珊，法号义和，是今天中文的司仪。
The theme of this year's New Year ceremony is, May we learn grand lessons and benefit all beings. May we do good and bring harmony to the world. Master tells us that the global pandemic is a devastating moment in our history. With the utmost respect, we must reflect on ourselves and practice deep repentance to eliminate our ignorance and reduce our desires. Let's vow to take action and practice vegetarianism to respect and protect all sentient beings.
各位贵宾、各位大德、师兄师姐，大家好！感恩您参加今天岁末祝福感恩会。今天线上共有210位家人朋友参加我们这一场法会。平安就是福，所以要时时以感恩心，感恩过去的平安，也要以欢喜心行善造福，凝聚善念，为天下祈福。今年岁末新春祝福的主题：大灾教育益群生，行善人间至祥和。上人告诉我们，今全球疫情正处于严峻的时刻，这一波只要人人向天忏悔，向地感恩，用虔诚的表现，以斋戒如素来悔过，疫情才能够抚平，疫情才能够消弭过去。
Although 2020 was a very different year, we still see Tzu Chi volunteers bravely stepping out and serving our communities around the world. Our volunteers act as a bright light in the dark, illuminating our surroundings during these times. Let's take a look at the sign language by our Tzu Chi youth group performing the song, My Name is Courage.
2020年虽然很不一样，但是依然可以看到慈济人勇敢地踏出去，爱洒行善人间。那黑暗中只要有一盏灯，就能照亮四周的黑暗。我们来看看芝加哥慈少小朋友的手语，我的名字叫勇敢。
心向善，迎来朝鲜，心境更盼望。
手心向下，你会发现心境更宽广。我的路不平坦，纵然还有一点难，我的泪吻着汗水随风干。我的心不平凡，挫折让我更坚强，因为我的名字叫勇敢。我的路不平凡，纵然还有一点难，我的泪吻着汗水随风干。我的心不平凡，挫折让我更坚强，因为我的名字叫勇敢。
In facing the four disharmonies that cause all natural disasters, we must respond to this world of suffering with hearts full of sincerity, contentment, benevolence, tolerance, and gratitude. Now let's watch the Tzu Chi Foundation's worldwide footprint in the year of 2020.
菩萨所缘，缘苦众生。2020年新冠病毒人心不调，四大不调，灾难频传。人间菩萨慈济人，行善造福，做不请之师，悲众生之苦，痛众生之痛，一步一脚印，坚定向前，走在最前，陪伴到最后，凝聚善念，消弭天下灾难。现在，让我们一同走入2020年慈济大藏经，阅读人间大爱，体会人间无常。
Tzu Chi signed a memo of cooperation with several local governments across Taiwan. In 2019, Tzu Chi volunteers in Taiwan mobilized a total of 18 million times to serve the needy. Their services translated to over $400 million in terms of manpower cost. Life and death is only separated by a breath. In 2020, a pandemic plunged the world into an unprecedented crisis.
Es como una película de terror, pues. Adentro parece un cementerio. Para que me acordaba, yo quisiera que me lo entierren a mi hermana.
È isso che eu peço para Deus todo dia.
Cosa ancora più tragica è che questi defunti venivano messi così nudi, da soli.
As medical professionals worked on the front lines, Tzu Chi volunteers also did what they could to help people fight against the pandemic.
拿杯子都会抖，就告诉他说：“你抖什么？不要抖。”
الهدف من العمل هذا يعني نحن بدنا نأمن للناس احتياجات الكمامات لأن بالسوق انفقد الكمامة نهائيا.
At Tzu Chi's headquarters, everyone was busy preparing COVID-19 supplies for those self-quarantined at home.
传递给每一位在隔离中的人，给他们最大的祝福。
In China, Tzu Chi was also busy delivering supplies.
这是给第7医院医护人员送去的生活物资，我们慈济基金会武汉志工团队购买的采购。
应该是我们去 去感谢慈济？怎么是他们过来还跟我们发？我也想通过这次，就是让我们慈济和我们医疗机构的连接就更加的紧密。
我们安抚的是剩下的还有900万的老百姓，所以再次我们所有的慈济师兄来感恩大家。
好，谢谢你们雪中送炭，既给我们带来了爱心，也给我们送来了温暖，让我们很感激。
Tzu Chi volunteers also delivered hot meals to doctors and nurses in hospitals.
在这种情况下还出门，然后真的很难，这种东西真的很难，真的很辛苦，所以就听了觉得很感动。
As of the end of 2020, Tzu Chi had brought pandemic relief supplies to 87 countries and regions around the world.
Thank you so much for considering us, listening to the real outcry of the poor sick people from India.
Master Jiang Yan, our friendship extends over 30 years. I ask God and Buddha to bless and guide you as you continue to reach out to all who need your loving help.
In Thailand, Tzu Chi gave out used clothes to refugees.
We cannot work, cannot living, and many problems. So she really helped too much about refugee living in Thailand.
In Indonesia, Tzu Chi worked with the military to bring aid to the poor impacted by the pandemic.
Makanya dapat sembako ini saya berterima kasih banget udah dapat ini.
Rasa sedih, Bu. Nggak apa-apa, Bu. Sedih lah, Bu, sedikit.
In May 2020, a Buddha Day ceremony was held at Tzu Chi's headquarters to honor Buddha Day, Mother's Day, and Tzu Chi Day. The ceremony was also held in many countries, including Myanmar, the Philippines, and Haiti. In Myanmar, donating rice is a common practice. In Malaysia, local business people came together to fundraise for the needy impacted by the COVID-19 pandemic.
We all know that there are many people who are doing so much worse than us and is deserving of all our help.
Feeling for the stateless people living in a seaborne lifestyle off Sabah, Malaysia, local Tzu Chi volunteers brought them supplies by boat.
其实那个船真的很窄小啊，他们连生活的地方都没有啊。
Also affected by the pandemic, these sea gypsies were in need of help more than ever. In July 2020, 2 Muslim Tzu Chi volunteers from Turkey donated 2 copies of the Quran to Tzu Chi. In Istanbul, after receiving aid from Tzu Chi, Syrian refugees prayed together for the pandemic to end soon.
اللهم ارحمهم بأن تصرف عنهم هذا البلاء وهذا الوباء.
نتمنى الشفاء لإخوتنا التايوانيين المسلمين وأي بلد في العالم كله، نتمنى لهم المقاومة والنصر على هذا المرض.
The refugees even donated spare change they had on them to help people around the world affected by COVID-19. Altogether, they pooled together over $2,300 US. This is Sierra Leone, a country plagued by civil wars and poverty.
I can hear something in my ear, in my ears. I can cry.
In July, Suji donated rice to help local students in need.
And that is what I got from Master. That is not only, yes, you feed the people, but teach them how to feed themselves so that they could not depend on aid.
All are one family. All are one family.
In Mozambique, Suji broke ground for a primary school in Sofala province. In 2019, Mozambique was hit by Cyclone Idai. Following emergency relief efforts, Suji started to rebuild schools as children's education cannot wait.
Foi devastado pela esta senhora aqui. O país foi devastado pelo ciclone Idai, gritou por Moçambique e em menos de 4 semanas, 55 países.
Em Tica ajudou, aqui em Nhamatanda Vila ajudou, todo o distrito estão a ajudar há bastante tempo. Quando foi das grandes chuvas.
Como a flor de lótus em terras lamacentas, Sushi é o barco da esperança, é compaixão, é alívio, Sushi é amor.
In August, the COVID-19 test kit developed jointly by Academia Sinica, Tsuji University, and Taipei Tsuji Hospital was approved by Taiwan's government. After mass production, the kits were donated to countries affected by the pandemic. Also in August, Tsuji held an event to honor 30 years of recycling efforts. Tsuji's recycling mission started in 1990. Since then, many people have been inspired to recycle. To observe the 7th lunar month, which is a month of gratitude and filial piety in Buddhism, Tsuji invited a drumming troupe to give a presentation in Hualien, Taiwan. In Latin America, to help people go through the pandemic, Tsuji volunteers gave out supplies to the needy, churches and hospitals in many countries, including Mexico, Honduras, Guatemala, Dominican Republic, Saint Martin, Ecuador, Brazil, Paraguay, Argentina, Chile, and Bolivia.
fuimos a la fundación y estuvimos presentes con el doctor Lacoa y todo un equipo de Bolivia. Nosotros nos sentimos orgullosos y gracias por seguir apoyando a Bolivia y en especial a Santa Cruz y al Hospital Francés.
In the U.S., September alone saw multiple hurricanes, tropical storms, and destructive wildfires. On top of natural disasters, the U.S. has also been hit hard by the pandemic. Putting their own safety aside, Tzuji volunteers held several aid distributions for those affected by disaster or the pandemic.
Fortunate to, have supplies, but all of this really, really, really helps.
We're grateful for this right here, right now. But I actually knew about the sushi beforehand because when I lost my home in the 2008 fire, you guys were the people that helped me the most.
Until Suu Kyi showed up, there wasn't anyone here who just said, we're just here to help your family right now, quickly.
It burned, and Suu Kyi helped me.
All of 25 years of memories. Sorry.
You can't see behind the mask, but when I talk, my eyes are telling you that I care for you.
Dear friend, from the moment we learned of your hardship, our hearts are with you. We want you to know that you're not alone. We're all brothers and sisters living under the same sky.
When she was reading me the letter from your master and she was crying, it made me really sad but happy. And then she's talking about how you guys started from just saving coins and just everyone helping the day to spend my coins, towards, because you guys helped me and I wanna feel like we're connected,
In Lebanon, a deadly explosion at the port of Beirut in August destroyed the homes of nearly 300,000 people. In October, Tzuji worked with a local Islamic association to help those affected. In Taiwan, over 2,000 Tzuji medical volunteers from 25 countries and regions attended their annual convention in person or online.
因为我们人类永远没有办法把病毒完全清除掉，所以要学习和病毒和平共存。
In November, Dr. Zeng Wenbin, the father of Blackfoot disease treatment, passed away. He was 98. His research was used by the WHO in setting a limit for arsenic in drinking water.
朱文彬教授呢，在砷中毒对健康危害的领域呢，深深受到全世界的重视。
做就对了，上人讲的这一句话。
Also in November, Typhoon Rolly hit the Philippines, affecting more than 2 million people. A Cash for Work program was quickly launched. Feeling deeply for the Philippines, Tzuji members and staff in different parts of Taiwan gathered together to send their best wishes to the country and gave what they could to help those affected by Rolly.
Há que navega pelos mares, procurando corações aquebrantados. A gente em terras distantes, com corações sedentos de amor, como a flor de lótus, em terras lamacentas, seja tu para os mais necessitados. Sushi é o barco da esperança, é compaixão, é alívio, sushi é amor. Sushi é o barco da esperança, é compaixão, é alívio, sushi é amor. Sushi é o barco da esperança, é compaixão, é alívio, sushi é amor. Sushi é o barco da esperança, é compaixão, é alívio, sushi é amor. Sushi é o barco da esperança, é compaixão, é alívio, sushi é amor. Sushi é o barco da esperança, é compaixão, é alívio, sushi é amor.
Sincerity brings harmony, and integrity brings blessing. In the past year, Tzu Chi volunteers spread love and provide relief to those who are in need, no matter how tired their bodies felt. Their hearts were filled with such joy. This video also tells us that we should never underestimate ourselves, because when we come together as a group, the love and joy that we can pass on to other people is without limitations.
走过2020年慈济大藏经，慈济人以诚以情深入苦难众生，用真情抚慰，大爱洒人间。慈济人身体虽然辛苦，心里却是非常幸福，让生命因利他而丰富，让慧命因自觉而成长。
Our Tzu Chi College volunteers follow the footsteps of our Tzu Chi commissioners. They choose to walk amongst the community and spread seeds of love, living a meaningful and compassionate life. Let's take a look at their sign language performance called A Life Powered by Love.
慈济的年轻一代也跟紧着师姑师伯的脚步，选择走进人群，付出爱，过着有意义、充满爱的生命力。现在我们来看看中西部的慈青学长姐的手语演绎《生命力》。
With every song, there's a theme that we sing. With each new moment comes a new melody. I can choose to let the sun shine brilliantly, or to let the cold rain pour down heavily. With every song, we'll have highs and have lows. With open hearts, every challenge will help us to grow. My heart creates the music I'll call my own. While we are young, let's choose the words for our song. I choose to walk through the crowd. I know that love's right here and right now. So let us open up our hearts to those in need. That is what makes a touching, warm melody. I choose to share all my love. I give my all right here and right now. Reach out and give a helping hand to those in need. With a smile we can bring this world harmony. Slowly, surely, we give our life beauty.
With every song we'll have highs and have lows. With open hearts, every challenge will help us to grow. My heart creates the music I'll call my own. While we are young, let's choose the words for our song. I choose to walk through the crowd. I know that love's right here and right now. So let us open up our hearts to those in need. That is what makes a touching, warm melody. I choose to share all my love. I give my all right here and right now. Reach out and give a helping hand to those in need. So start with me, mindful where to walk with our feet. Slowly, surely, we give our life beauty. I choose to share all my love.
I give my all right here and right now.
Reach out and give a helping hand to those in need.
Inspire good in every person that you meet. Slowly, surely, we give our life beauty. La 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 la. I choose to have a meaningful life. A life powered by love.
We'd now like to welcome Ma Yue, our volunteer commissioner in training, to share with us some of her thoughts and experiences from last year.
现在我们邀请马月师姐，她今年是培训委员，那她将会跟我们分享她的心路历程，尤其是去年2020年，她怎么在静思堂首次静思堂，还踏出去把防疫物资送出去。
敬爱的上人、金舍师父、全球慈济人、谢济介师伯、线上的各位家人朋友们，大家好，我是马月。上个月我刚刚过了24岁生日，回想起整个23岁，真的是很不一样的经历。我听到要分享的时候，我就在想，我要分享什么呀？因为感觉一切都很平常。可是，一切都又是那么的不平常。我想，这就是我从慈济受益最大的地方，就是时刻保持一颗平常心。回想到去年1月、2月的时候，一切都还像正常的一样。师姑、师伯、师兄姐，还有志工们，大家都在静思堂里，大家一起热热闹闹的新春祝福、共修。2月份的时候，大家一起为疫情开始虔诚祈祷，到后来静思堂的人就越来越少了，最后就只剩下雅美师姑、谢师伯还有几位同仁。可是在这个当下呢，我们慈济要做的事情还是有很多。在疫情爆发之初，医疗物资非常的匮乏，所以全球慈济人就一同将爱汇聚到了美国，传递给当地的医疗院所。我一直以来都对医生们很钦佩，
因为他们可以拔苦。没想到这一次疫情当中，我竟然可以跟他们站在同一个战线上。在每一次送医疗物资的时候，看到他们原本疲惫的眼神，变得闪闪发光的时候，他们那个兴奋的看到物资的样子，我真的是很感动。我也是很感恩有这样的机会可以身体力行，因为只有有了足够的防疫物资，他们才能够更好的去照顾我们的病人。在这边给大家分享2个最令我难忘的故事。第一个是透过 FEMA 向我们慈济寻求帮助的 Regency Home Care。那个时候虽然已经3月了，芝加哥还是很冷。那个组织的人看到我们慈济来送物资，连大衣都没有穿就冲了出来。虽然我们看不到彼此的脸，但是透过眼神，我看得出他们的兴奋，他们看到物资的那种兴奋的感情。可是在这背后，我感受到的是心疼，因为他们没有足够的医疗物资，这是一件多么危险的事情。我们虽然彼此戴着口罩，看不到彼此的脸，但是我们透过眼神来认识彼此，来关爱彼此。第2个故事呢，是来自去年12月，疫情经过了起起伏伏，还是一样。这一次，来静思堂门口领取物资的是来自于芝加哥南部的教会人员。这期间其实大部分的医疗物资都相对来说充足了，可是对于芝加哥南部的那几家教会的人来说，附近的居民仍旧难以获得足够的医疗物资来保护自己。教会的负责人天寒地冻，穿着拖鞋就来到会所领取物资。他激动的想要跟我们拥抱，可是因为 social distance， 我们都只能够透过眼神来表达。他对我们说 "You guys are saving lives"， 这句话在我脑中就是仍旧挥之不去。我一直都记得他说这句话时真挚的眼神。这一年来，真的是很不平凡的一年。也因为疫情的关系，大家没有办法来到静思堂参加这次的活动。我也因为这个因缘剪辑了很多影片。当我把这一系列的影片拿给谢世博去 review 的时候，他很感动的流下了眼泪。是啊，这是很不容易的一年，也是很不如寻常的一年。但是对于慈济人来说，给需要的人提供及时有效的帮助，这其实也是寻常的一年。期待疫情早日结束，我可以在当面跟每一个人分享这不平常而又平常的一年。So Connie will summarize my sharing to those of you who don't understand Chinese. Thank you all for joining the event today. 感恩大家，感恩。
Wow. Thank you so much, Maya, for sharing your experiences from last year. I will do my best to summarize because she shared so many detailed intricacies from her experience. As I've seen Maya through the past few years, I've seen her grow so much, and she brings such joy to our organization. Just this last month, Maya turned 24, and last year she was explaining was obviously such a different year, but Maya is part of our Tzu Chi Foundation's media and filming team. So she's behind the camera a lot of the time, and for many of the videos that you watch, she had helped put together. And last year, when the pandemic hit, Maya was here in the office with Yamesuku and Shisubo, figuring out how to best help the communities in need. As someone who had always looked up to doctors and nurses, she felt so inspired by them because they could help save lives. But while she was in the office organizing with our teams here, she found herself in a similar position of being able to help others through relief distributions of PPE equipment to either hospitals and home care nursing centers. One of the things that she pointed out was behind all the mask and protection, when she went through these distributions event, she knew that they shared a mutual look behind all of the equipment, and they just knew that the recipients were so extremely grateful for Tzu Chi's work and distribution, and Myra was there, and she could feel in her heart that she too felt like she was on the front lines helping make this pandemic a little bit easier. I think among many things, she had experienced so much growth last year, and she's extremely grateful for the opportunity to have been part of Tsuji and to be helping whenever she could. And she realizes that she has so much potential to just be out there and helping others. So thank you so much, Myra, for your sharing. All right. So now we'd like to take a look at Tsuji Midwest footprint in the year of 2020.
像刚刚马月师姐的分享，中西部慈济志工们，无论别人有没有看到，在大街小巷为苦难人无所求的付出。现在让我们一起来见证美国中西部之爱。
The United States confirmed its first case of COVID-19 in January 2020.
Volunteers wear masks and pray sincerely. This is an epidemic period. The Tsuji volunteers in Chicago still carry out a monthly hot meal service for the homeless at a local church.
And it's nice to see that the community is doing stuff for other people. And you guys are not just looking out for your own race, you're looking out for everybody and everybody. I just thought it was really nice of you guys.
All of the work that you do and the recycling and trying to make the earth a better place and having everyone engaged in that process. It just was extremely empowering to me.
And it's just amazing how the volunteers and the Tsuji volunteers have come together to help support their local communities. We can't do it as the federal government by ourselves. We work with our faith partners who do the work in communities every day. And we are just so grateful for your service to others.
人人自我保护，也传递祝福。
I feel really bad for the people who were sick, so I just want to help them and give them good luck.
By March 13, the president declared COVID-19 a national emergency.
物资送往麦克亨利郡紧急事务管理署，慈济环保毛毯触动负责人的心。
Taiwan recycle each pieces of water bottle. Make this.
We're accepting these donations from your organization to hand out to homeless individuals that we are sheltering here in McHenry County during this COVID-19 incident. They're going to be very thankful. We are thankful.
在餐桌、书桌、小茶几或在电视机前，居家连线拜经，一样服仪端正，是慈济人的精神。
防疫期间，其实有个人一个想法，就是说内修清净心那外祈世间福，把自己的心定下来，也希望世界无灾无难。
一年一次在芝加哥分会举办的中西部慈济活动，今年很特别，大家相约在云端相见。
Thank you, and please take care of yourself and stay healthy, stay safe, okay?
透过镜头一同巡礼静思堂。
The retreat was a nice way to see the happy faces from our Shirpus and Shirpos, from our Xuejiangs and Xuejias, and other Tziqings and Chishals in the Midwest I've never met before.
受到疫情影响，中西部16所不同学校的慈青和学长们一同在线上共修学习，3个小时的课程没有冷场，素食烹饪教学更是压轴。
My name's Alex. Alexander Huh. I'm a doctor at Mount Sinai Hospital. So only supposed to use a surgical mask once per patient. That's how it's supposed. But for right now, we're using one surgical mask for an entire day, and we're using that to cover our N95 masks, which some people are even using those for multiple days. It's not ideal, but it's the best that we can do, so we can take care of our patients as well as protect ourselves. I'm here today because I got a call from the Buddhist Foundation that they wanted to donate 6,000 surgical masks, 500 KN95 masks, I think 100 of these face shields and like 60 goggles, to Mount Sinai Hospital. Hey, I'm Alex, and we are from Mount Sinai Hospital. This is the internal medicine residency team, and we just wanted to say thank you for your donations.
Thank you.
Organizing the information on the computer of the hospital's needs, Chicago Tsuji volunteers are diligent in making sure they provide immediate assistance.
We don't know how long this will go on, and we know that we're going to need to continue to protect our healthcare workers so they can continue to care for these patients.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you. God bless you. God bless you.
Many of the healthcare workers come to pick up the medical supplies and also visit the Tzu Chi Chicago chapter.
I think it's wonderful what you're doing, and I think more of us need to know about it, right? You know, because you're kind of in our backyard and we're not aware of, but obviously you're having a huge global impact, you know, so not just here in the US, but also around the world, and that's amazing.
Thank you so much.
街头空荡荡，芝加哥中国城大部分商店仍然暂停营业。慈济志工前往华人咨询服务处松年中心。
慈济一直以来呢，都是我们松年中心的很大的支持者。等一下我就送到老人大厦去，把这些爱心送到各个老人大厦，代表良美世界，代表慈济中心。谢谢。
Tzu Chi's COVID-19 aid is steadfast, with distributions of PPE, food, and more.
Tzu Chi volunteers have brought boxes of medical supplies, and the pace of sending love continues.
I don't think our words can express all the appreciation that the staff, especially the clinical staff, has for all the donations that your group provided. From my perspective, we've been trying to source the protective equipment to keep our patients safe, to keep our staff safe. And as you know, it's very difficult, not only the price, but obtaining it is very difficult. So anything that you guys and everything that you've done for us is greatly appreciated.
Tzu Chi volunteers deliver medical materials to protect medical workers. At the same time, they also promote a vegetarian diet, hoping to use medical workers and their important role to motivate more people to protect lives.
I pledged for 2 meals, 2 vegetarian meals, and the reason I pledged for 2 vegetarian meals because vegetables are very healthy. They provide you with the various vitamins that are needed in everyday life. So, yes, vegetarian.
Tzu Chi volunteers have also delivered peace charms to give medical staff more encouragement and protection, hoping that they can continue to fight the epidemic.
一起来做菜，素食很简单。
Thank you everyone for joining today. I'm very excited that we have this veggie cooking together meal. This is something that, you know, I have spent some time thinking about.
I know a lot of people might think it's hard to cook vegetarian and make simple dishes, but I think today's dish is quite simple, and I think since we designed it to be more for college students or just even high school students, it's a lot easier, more accessible for them to try out new vegetarian dishes. And I really hope that in the future we have more of these classes and we can learn even more.
I really appreciated cooking with everyone, having that small little sense of community. Even though we're apart, we can come together virtually. I also appreciated learning more about vegetarianism.
Driven by the global spread of COVID-19, the stock market crashes, while the U.S. unemployment rate skyrockets.
We provide food to the community, predominantly the Latino and the migrant community.
Okay, go ahead.
And we help, majority of the people we help is the undocumented people. But since COVID-19, the numbers of people unemployed, we have more people coming because they need food.
Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you so much.
Instant rice, instant noodle, vegetable, fruit, math. Oh, the math, okay?
Thank you so much.
The pandemic, as you know, has really hit older people in nursing homes very hard, and it hit us very hard as well. It was extremely sad. We know our elderly people are very, very fragile and very vulnerable. This is a great blessing, and you're just instruments of God, and we know He always sends us good people in the time of need. And it brings out the beauty and the goodness of all the different cultures who unite together to be instruments of God's love and help for others.
I feel happy. From your chase, yes, I feel happy.
During the pandemic, a special award ceremony was held for a special cause. Everyone prayed sincerely so that this wave of pandemic will pass as soon as possible, wishing the young students success in their studies and contribute to society in future.
This is like an organization for me because after I just looked into my life again, I was like, this is really a good opportunity to like help out with people and like also concentrate in college and like getting good grades.
After this presentation, it really put it in perspective, the fact that all of that money just comes from, those little banks, and they're made entirely of coins, so I can't even imagine the amount of those that amounts to just one scholarship.
那或许这是一场迟来的毕业典礼，但是呢，我们行政团队所献上的祝福却是不打折扣。
请颁证书。
在慈济人文学校学习期间，我不只认识到很多汉语词汇，还交了很多新朋友。
Well, so many people that live in the building is not able to fix food. They're not able to go out and get food. And some of them be starving in them apartments. And by you coming out here, that's a big lift that help them keep moving and keep living.
We're being very, fortunate to have the partnership of generosity of the Tzu Chi Foundation providing some relief, some food bags for residents here. I mean, during times like these, of course, seniors are the most affected, and in times like these goes a long way to make sure that we encourage the residents, especially seniors, to stay at home, and they also bring a little bit of relief. And more than anything else, we show that we care.
I just want to thank all you guys for coming out and supporting our building and everything. I think it's a wonderful thing to always be able to give and help support people. One day, I plan on volunteering for you guys.
I felt that you guys are just reaching out and showing love. That's what the world needs now, is love, sweet love. Doesn't matter what color, creed, we got to love one another.
Millions of families are struggling to provide for their families.
Because what's important is that when families come to us at their greatest time of need, that they feel that they're welcomed and that they always can come back to us, right? It takes a lot for folks to say, I need something, I need food. So the ability to present it in such a beautiful way in the recyclable bags, the thought that went into packaging the face masks, the thought that went into putting flyers in Spanish, it made it special. It made it really inviting.
Today is the distribution of learning materials, and the flow we designed today is based on the safest drive-through method.
我们总共设了5个站：资料检查、缴费、制服、学习包领取，以及最后送上金舍师傅的祝福。非常平安哦！谢谢你们也是。我觉得安排的。
I think the event is very good, especially for Loveit. We go in and out knowing very well what's happening, and its vest too is very nice.
Upon this visit, I feel that the setting is quite surprising. It's very professional and it feels very warm. It's like returning to my home.
A new semester means a new start, yet the serious attitude towards the pandemic remains the same as students move on.
Are you ready to start class?
Yes.
Okay.
美国芝加哥慈少从去年12月底开始1对1和15位澎湖文光国小学生交流，每周1次20分钟英语教学，设计检讨，年轻人自发动起来。
So I thought with my student, she couldn't understand a lot of full sentences. So I ended up using a lot of Chinese and only using English for certain key words. So sometimes I go in and change the slides so she can answer in shorter ways. So it's a little easier for her.
这是我女儿第一次有机会跟台湾的小朋友说中文和英文，那让她发现了自己的中文临场表达能力还需要再加强，所以比较想要好好的认真学中文。然后看到孩子认真的一面，让当父母的我们都觉得哇，很感动，然后也很开心看到孩子乐于助人。
And it was really heartwarming to be able to help someone out, and I had a lot of fun talking with my student as well. I'm very grateful for this opportunity, and I hope I will be able to tutor again in the future.
年轻世代用自己的力量为偏乡孩童开启一扇世界之窗。
感恩我们平安无恙，感恩我们很有福报，可以做手心向下帮助别人的人。
It is so inspiring to see how much work Midwest Tzu Chi has done within the past year in spite of the pandemic. Thank you to all our volunteers who are on the front lines serving our communities.
Now, let's please welcome Midwest Region Executive Director, Brother Shea, to share a few words with us.
恭请慈济中西部芝加哥分会执行长谢继介师兄祝福大家。
Dear Master, brother, sister, and Tzu Chi friends and family, thank you so much for coming to join us in this New Year celebration. Happy Chinese New Year. We are very grateful that we survived the challenging 2020, and now we are all safe and healthy, even we are still in the pandemic. Our Master Zheng Yan said, may we learn great lessons from the pandemic and benefit all beings. May we do good deeds and bring harmony to the world. Yes, thank you so much for your generous donation and support. With your help, we are able to help over 280 hospitals and institutions with all kinds of PPE. We have delivered and donated over 500,000 pieces of masks and tens of thousands of PPE, such as isolation gown, face shield, etc., to mitigate the suffering of the people. And now let's all welcome the new year with sincerity and joy. May the pandemic will end soon. On behalf of Master Zheng Yan, we sincerely wish you a safe and happy New Year. 敬爱的上人、常住师父、各位师兄师姐以及各位善心大德及家人们，大家好。首先供各位拜个早年，虔诚祝福各位以及家人们都新年快乐。今天我们以非常感恩的心来送走过去的一年，感恩过去这一年在疫情如此严峻之下，我们大家都健康平安。我们正言上人说：大灾交易疫情生，行善人间自祥和。现在的疫情以及灾情，也只有人人发挥爱心，才能消弭灾难，我们社区才能吉祥平安。非常感恩各位师兄师姐以及各位善心大德花心捐献你们的爱心，因为你们的善心、善行、善念，去年我们中西部地区帮忙超过了280家的医院、诊所、养老院以及其他机构。在去年在疫情最紧急、一兆难求的情况之下，实际因为你的帮忙，我们送出了超过50万个口罩以及成千上万的防疫物资，来保护医务人员以及社区居民的生命安全。感恩你们给慈济机会，将你们的爱心送给这些需要 PPE 的人，也感恩各位联络处的联络处的各位师兄师姐们，也不顾自己的安全而去送防疫物资。我们现在以最虔诚、恭敬、欢喜的心来迎接我们2021年，让我们一起祈祷疫情能够早日消弭。也仅代表我们正言上人祝大家新年是一个健康、平安、吉祥的福慧年。也感恩大家，也祝大家。
Tzu Chi is a place of spiritual practice. Tzu Chi volunteers practice honesty, faithfulness with compassion and joy within. The Lotus Sutra is an important sutra held by Tzu Chi commissioners and volunteers. Please join me in welcoming them to perform the adaptation and translation of Atop Vulture Peak and Maitreya Bodhisattva's questions.
感恩执行长的祝福。慈济是修行的道场，慈济人内修成正信实，外行慈悲喜舍，力行法华菩萨道。法华经是慈济人受持的重要经典， 今年入金藏菩萨将为我们演绎灵鹫山上及弥勒问。
灵鹫山上法会不散，说法吉祥，经常跃然，人无虚虚，万物灿然，菩萨云集，佛国庄严，如来说法四众赞叹，一幅幅动人的画面，一声声真诚的呼唤，千百亿劫以来，仿若是今再现，一幅幅动人的画面，一声声真诚的呼唤，千百亿劫以来，仿若是今再现，仿若是今再现。弥勒请问文殊言，佛陀何以现此相？神通瑞相放浩光，光照东方遍大千。看见佛国妙庄严，万八佛土闪金光，六种真龙四花伞，大众愉悦心快然。又见众生造作业，生死六趣善恶缘，因果历历皆不双，好酬受报此须见。 我见彼途种种香，诸多事相如烟帘，略说其中我所见。我见彼途诸菩萨，为求佛道行布施，金玛瑙玉宝石，车马花盖摩尼珠，又见菩萨利众生，愿舍弃子于国土，为救众生诸病苦，后目遂脑已乐事，又见利于度尽处，修习禅定得妙境，又见菩萨齐合掌，千万偈颂赞法王。又见菩萨放光明，时空地狱大苦尽，又见菩萨少睡眠，请求佛道济苍生，又见菩萨持戒律，唯一轻车如琉璃，又见菩萨忍辱力，增上慢忍恶言语，不如满马如攻击，悉皆能忍无诚意。文殊菩萨法王子，佛陀眉间放神光，我即四中如此见，殊妙世界变大千，如来智慧照无量，佛子四中空清扬，佛陀何故现此光？恳请慈悲为我讲，佛陀何故现此光？恳请慈悲为我讲。
感恩入经藏的菩萨的演绎，以法粮增长慧命， 以法香充满人心。只要日日闻法，时时行在法中，任何人事物都会有法度。
With each good deed and each good thought, we produce blessings for all. As we create blessings, we create harmony and relieve disasters in the world. Let us open our minds as we receive the wisdom from Dharma Master Zheng Yan.
时间累积一切，成就一切善与恶。善恶一念间，一切唯心造。发一念善，起于行动，就能积福造福，利益群生。面对大乾坤四大不调所造作的天灾人祸，期盼人人以诚以情关怀陪伴世间苦难人。现在，让我们以虔诚的心，领受上人开示。
现在面对的这个时代，灾难人祸很严重，所以我们现在正是人间呢要觉悟的时候。所以师父说，大灾教义啊，我们要教人人行善。这个善呢，要实现出来，那就是爱。爱呢，要大爱，要完整的大爱。什么叫做完整大爱？这种山河大地人间以众生，我们都要有一个完整的爱。所以我们要爱人，我们要济贫。在救贫的当中呢，我们也可以呢引导富有的人去见苦，知自己很有福，都惜福一点，不要太浪费惜福的力量来造福人间，那就让贫穷的人啊就可以消灭。积善之家有余庆，每一个人的家庭，善良的越多，愿意造福的人，这个家庭会平安和乐。那这社区啦，多家庭来行善，整个社区呢也会祥和。爱人、爱物、复生。唯有呢，全人类能做到，就会真正的天下太平。要不然啊，四大不调，还有呢，三灾不断，这就是众生共业呀。唯有呼吁大家，那一旦一个动作，就是树爱护生灵。那一切都解决了，道理回归是真简单，只是呢，人的无明贪欲呢很难在教育很难，这种难啊，无法度好讲哦。叫大家人舍身外财来救人，人人都无困难，要人人呢。你如数嘛，那就困难多了。只要人一开口，就有2000多的生命受杀害往生，累积一天是2亿多啦。这是口一张开，杀业惨重啊！这一些生灵啊，那样的哀嚎恨怨的是多么的强烈。假如人人都能 生活啦，平常呢，这样维持的如数，不杀生，爱护生灵，培养爱心，这叫做功德。这呢，才是真正的消灾，才是真正的造福。大灾教育是真诚的教育啊，请大家要用心用爱哈，那和和互协啦，要多富裕哈，人人要持戒，要感恩做人的戒律，爱好好过生活好啦。同时呢，用虔诚的心啦，来如数斋戒哈。那我们大家呢，要时刻都要忏悔，期待呢，天下都要平安呐。爱的能量是在人人的身心力行中，爱做出来啦。不为今生呢，也要为来世啦。大家要共同互相的勉励哈啊，感恩呐。
Thank you, Dharma Master Zheng Yan, for your blessings. By limiting our desires, we are able to minimize our impact on the earth. By helping those in need, we create a world of harmony and peace. As we welcome in the new year with sincerity, let us join our hearts and pray for a year filled with wisdom and blessings. Please place your palms together.
感恩上人的祝福。今天我们用欢喜心来参加岁末新春祝福，同时也要用虔诚的心来为普天下的人祈祷祝福。祈愿2021年是个人人平安吉祥的福慧年。恭请执行长谢继介师兄带领大众祈祷。
的心脸上的祝福心，大家心口一念，化解恶念结善缘，祈求天下无灾，岁岁年年。
May we all close our eyes and let's pray together and make wishes. 请大家请把眼睛闭上，我们一起虔诚祈祷，去发愿。May people's minds be purified and society be peaceful and the world be free of disaster. And let's pray that the pandemic will end soon and pray for safety and good health for everybody. And may your wish you just made will all come true. 祈愿人心净化，社会祥和，天下无灾无难。刚刚各位菩萨，在佛菩萨的加持之下，刚刚各位所发的愿都能够愿愿圆满。也祝福各位师兄师姐，大德及家人们都健康平安吉祥。好，感恩大家，也祝大家。
Thank you all for your heartfelt wishes.
人人虔诚祈祷的心声共振，相信一定上达诸佛菩萨听。
The Tzu Chi office and the Jingsi abode are homes to all of our volunteers. Because of the pandemic, we invite you to join our online prayer and virtual services. We have ongoing virtual Sunday services and weekly book study groups that are welcome to all to join.
慈济各地静思堂是接引人间菩萨的社区道场，欢迎您常常来慈济走走。因为疫情的关系，目前先邀请您参加我们线上读书会、线上周日共修活动等等。希望很快的大家都能够回到慈济这个家，参与志工的行列，做好事不能少您一人。让我们日日说好话，天天做好事，日日都是吉祥平安日。
Contentment and gratitude is the greatest wealth. Understanding and forgiving is the greatest blessing. The theme of this year's New Year event is called May We Learn Grand Lessons and Benefit All Beings. May we do good and bring harmony into the world. We hope you take this theme into your daily lives and share your love and kindness with each person that you encounter.
知足最大福，感恩最大贵，善解最大智，包容最大慧。知足、感恩、善解、包容是慈济四神汤。凡事能知足，对人懂感恩，小事知善解，大事能包容，这样的人生就是一个有智有慧的福贵人生。今年岁末新春祝福的主题，大斋教育益群生，行善人间智祥和。这不只是两句对联，更希望大家能够一起守护生命，守护爱，一起虔诚如数，共聚福缘， 人与人之间能够以诚以情互爱，祥和人间。
Thank you for joining us in our New Year blessing ceremony. We hope the coming year is filled with blessings and good fortune for you and your family. Please stay safe and have a wonderful evening.
今天岁末新春祝福感恩会到此圆满，感恩您一同参与今天这场祥和的大法会，祝福您用好心过好年，2021年更是增长智慧的人生，祝福您，感恩您，全体请起立，请依您的宗教仪式行礼。我们向佛菩萨行3问讯礼。请合掌，一问讯，再问讯，3问讯，感恩大家，请大家把影像打开，可以跟大家挥挥手打招呼。
We ask you to unmute your videos and say hi to everyone on the Zoom and on YouTube.
感恩大家。
We're grateful for all of you today. Have a safe evening.